Okay, it's a bit more interesting. Zoom in here. I'll probably bring the camera in a bit closer, so you get a bit of that push and pull of the velocity, which is cool. I think we're a bit far away with this camera. I'm thinking about the sense of scale with the details there, so just a little bit closer. Let's take a look at the microsolvers. So in here, in the shape, here first actually, maybe. So if you remember the reference temp, that can be, it's kind of similar to just the buoyancy scale. It's this is like the temperature of things coming in. If they're hotter, then it's going to rise up. It's going to become more buoyant. And we can play around with the buoyancy scale as well. Maybe I'll raise that up to 0.5. Similarly with the gravity, that will kind of do the same as well. But yeah, we'll try that. And yeah, this is what I wanted to look at in shape. I'm just going to turn off dissipation. I think we'll do that later. So with disturbance, we'll turn that on, maybe push it up a bit. So actually, let's turn it off. Normally what I'll do is turn on turbulence. I'll start with that because that's kind of like the big noise, if that makes sense. And let's see if we can see the results of that. I want to get this playing faster, so I'm going to raise this up maybe 4. I think that's, there we go. So I definitely, I think that's the result of the turbulence there, these kind of lumps. So I'm going to bring that size down, the swirl size, down to 0.5. We'll leave it at 0.1 for now. And then let's add disturbance. I'm not sure if we'll see it at this scale. So disturbance, we're looking for those little details along the border normally. Let's drop a quick light in here as well, just from the side. Just do a distant light. Go back into my camera, and that should help to see details, maybe a little. Yeah, see, we kind of get some shadows there now. I'm not seeing that much of the disturbance there. Let's push it up. And maybe drop the block size. So this is a bit like the scale of that disturbance. Still don't feel like I'm seeing much. Let's try. Maybe we just need more resolution to be able to see it. 2. Right, we may be seeing, I think I'm seeing more detail here, but you may notice these funny kind of block shapes at the top here, these kind of funny straight lines. And that's a result of the resizing not being fast enough. So if we head into the advanced tab here, go into resizing and then kind of push this up, maybe we'll try double, and let's just try playing through that again. There we are. That may be, no, I think that's just kind of two, you get these kind of mushroom forms. I think that's 2 of them that have come together. Could be from the resizing, but it's definitely better than it was. This does come at a cost. The more padding, the more space you're calculating, so you've got to be careful with that. So I also wanted to look at adding some microsolvers in here. So I want to add another turbulence. So when you dive, you can just double click on here, and inside here you can see we got this handy little notepad thing that tells you can plug in microsolvers here. So just type in gas and you've got all this stuff that you can use. I want to add just another layer of turbulence. So I'm going to find gas turbulence. We basically need a merge to bring in more than one thing into here. Okay, and I'm going to have this a pretty weak force, but with a big swirl size. and a slow pulse length. So it's basically like almost like wind, okay, like big shapes, big forces pushing onto the smoke, and that's to kind of go with a gas wind, okay, which will just give us our general lateral force pushing this in the x direction. So -1 to go in that direction, right? It's just what I used before. You can do 1 or -1, doesn't matter. And the wind scale, this will be pretty high probably. Let's try 0.5. And then one more thing I want to add here is gas dissipate. Okay, so similar to in here. Okay, we got the dissipation, but here we got a bit more. I want to use this diffusion parameter, which will kind of allow the smoke to blend into its surroundings a little bit. Be really cautious with this, you know, really low values on both of these, because they'll remove detail, you know, and it's kind of you know, you're doing a lot of work to try and get detail, and then you're doing this to get rid of it. But it kind of makes sense, you know. What you want is, you know, those kind of wispy bits at the end where it's becoming less dense to also diffuse and kind of blend into its surroundings, right? And to contrast with the very detailed areas, you know, maybe nearer the source or in very dense areas. So let's go into our camera, maybe full screen, and have I dropped the resolution on this? 02. Let's try going down again. 015. And flipbook that.